Let's now take a look at how to disassemble the Mini Rok engine. We are going to start with the cylinder head using a 13mm socket. Then we will disassemble the piston and finish by removing the gasket.
Finiamo tirando via la guarnizione.
Next, we disassemble the clutch crankcase. The three 5mm screws, and the 3 screws of the starter's support brackets. Let's remove the starter by loosening the 4 5mm screws.
Allentando le 4 viti da 5.
By doing this, we will be able to pull out the engine starter. We now continue by removing the clutch unit. We start with the clutch bell's nut by using the appropriate wrench or spanner. The outer washer, the bell and the bell cage, and the inner washer.
La gabbietta e la rondella interna.
Now let's unscrew the clutch rotor nut, which in this case is on the left-hand side. So we are going to unscrew it clockwise.
In senso orario.
Then the disc spring is next.
Infine con l'estrattore
Finally, using a firmly secured extractor, we use a 19mm and a 17mm socket for the extractor and then remove the socket.
ricordandoci poi di tirare via la chiavetta.
We continue with the ignition parts. We are going to slide out the 3 bushings of the starter's support.
Sostegno del motorino avviamento.
After that, we loosen the ignition stator with its 2 screws in order not to change the engine's previous stroke phase position, leaving the plate attached to the crankcase.
Lasciando la piastra attaccata al basamento.
Finally, the ignition rotor. We are going to extract the ignition rotor, the key, and the washer. At this point, we are ready to remove all the screws of the crankcase. Now, utilizing 2 wrenches to apply leverage on the crankcase extensions, we are going to open the crankcase.
Andiamo ad aprire il carter. Possiamo così aprire il carter.
We pull out the crankshaft, and with this, the disassembly of the engine is done.